So, there seems to be some confusion about the word humble and humbling and what is humbling. So, some people think abuse is humbling or trying to attack confidence because people are offended by confidence. As I heard an ex athlete who's now a coach, Deion Sanders has said, don't let my confidence, offend you. I feel that way. I think people are confused. Some people have been knocked down too many times. So they are so sensitive to anybody who's not being knocked around in the name of being humbled. So, you if you're already humble and people are just jealous of your talent and skill and they want to continue reminding you that you're not as good as you think you are, it's their insecurity. Never allow that into your space. Why? Because these are people who are struggling watching you. Like me, for instance, they're watching me and I'm not coming down. I keep winning. So they're angered by this and want to see you knocked down or want to see you pummeled in some way. Why? Because to them, that's humbling. That's what happens though when you involve yourself with people who are too abused to understand. Humbling isn't about being beaten up or having your face pummeled by a man if you say something he doesn't like. So, I'm not bragging, I'm saying what is. The stakes are too high for me to ever play with anybody that way. Maybe that offends some violent types. There are people on the internet, I'm sure, who took offense when I said something would never be me. It wouldn't be me if I have a safe boundary and won't allow it. So I made a comment about a singer who was attached to a guy who's now in prison. And there's a video of her being attacked by him in a hotel. And I said that would never be me because people keep calling you by her name, claiming you're her. No, I am not her. Why? Because I would never accept that. I have never been in a violent relationship. I've never had domestic violence in my life. I lived with my mom for many years, but I've dated men who've never raised a hand to me. Until now, no one's ever offended by the fact that an heiress would never accept someone beating her up. Ask Kate Middleton to accept that. She'd tell you the same thing. I have a boundary, I exercise self care, and I do not allow physical violence in my life. That's not a reason for anybody to make a TikTok video about how you laughing at other people's pain. You're mad at me because I'm honest. I'm not laughing at anybody's pain, but it will not be me. Don't say never. Yes, I will say never. Maybe you can't say never if you're part of a community where this is largely accepted. You're given lessons if somebody says something that you don't like. We don't do that. I'm not in your community, remember? And this is why I will never be in a gang. I would never marry any of you. You can't control your rage. It will never be taken out on my face. There will never be a case where I am in a vehicle trying to snatch a phone from you and you think it's okay to punch me in the face. At that point, you have picked your casket, your plot in the cemetery, and your whole generation can be put in the ground with you. That's how severe it is for me. Like, I don't play that. I am 53, going on 54. There is no man in my history who will ever raise a hand to me or ever have. And I would never go back to people I've dismissed just because we're not going back into situations that are toxic. I'm not a Dateline story. I'm not a 48-hour story. We're not doing this. Know your power. I have no reason to withstand domestic violence. And yes, I can say never because I would never accept it. I can tell you this, it would be your last day on this earth because all I have to do is hit 911 and it's not going to go your way. That's all I have to say. And yes, I will use that. Yes, I will use every bit of power I have. So you heard me, and my name is not Jack. Okay, my name is Kelle Delon, New Inn Skinner. I am very serious. And that's when you don't date violent people or people with violent tendencies. If it's hidden, there's nothing you can do about it. Once it comes to the surface, you're done. That's how this works for me. I have a right to say that. That's my boundary. That has nothing to do with everybody else. And no, God isn't humbling my ass, as somebody has said. You are not God. A violent man will never play God over me because I did not commit to you and will not commit to anybody who thinks they can go upside my head. Period, point blank, end of the story. Humbling is not about beating people up unless you're an animal in a zoo. Okay? I don't play in the zoo. Have a nice day, kids. And no, this isn't acting. And do what you want with this video. But never is what I've said, and I mean that. Challenging that equals something's going to happen to you. And that's why we can't play with you because you can't figure it out. So, to protect animals from being slain by police, we stay out of the cage. Amen. Good luck.